Honestly, the process started at the end of my senior year when I was at Iowa because I was deciding what shoe company I was going to go with. And I talked to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, and they all offered me a signature shoe, obviously some faster than others. And, everybody knows Nike makes the best product. It just kind of takes a little bit longer. And I would be grateful.
This was never meant to blow up like this. One athlete, one Nike advertisement. 30 seconds. However, the WNBA was in complete panic within 3 minutes after it dropped. Because what Caitlin Clark and Nike just did wasn't marketing. Phones were ringing, group chats were going off, and execs were rushing. It was an act of power. You'll comprehend why league officials, elite athletes, and even sponsors felt compelled to respond by the end of this tale. This advertisement didn't just go viral, so stick around until the very end. The balance of power was altered.
It was a great experience and a great message. Caitlin's beginnings may have been humble, but her dreams never were.
She turned driveway buckets into record-breaking shots, filling fieldhouse bleachers, then selling out stadiums.
That's right. Caitlin proves that dreams are never out of range.
Man, she's such an inspiration to all the people out there. And I really resonate with her mentality about getting 1% better every single day.
Shout out to Nike and shout out to Caitlin for being such good friends of the show and having us be a part of the From Anywhere campaign.
All right, 92%ers, if you want to get in on the challenge and shoot from anywhere like us, visit @Nike Basketball on Instagram and get in on the action.
Let's go, baby.
The advertisement was not announced by Nike. No press release, no countdown, and no promotional tweet. It just showed up. Caitlin Clark fans noted right away that something was different when the gym was empty. The lights were low, there was no throng, and there was no celebration. This was not a sentimental advertisement. This came across as calculated, self-assured, icy, and unrepentant. In a matter of minutes, people began rewatching it for its significance rather than its highlights. Fans dissected it frame by frame. The stillness, the pauses, and the word choice. Nothing happened at random. Nike didn't promote Caitlin Clark. They presented her as someone who already belongs at the top rather than as a novice or a prospect. Insiders began murmuring at that point. Nike purposefully waited for this opportunity because the advertisement failed to address criticism. People were afraid because it disregarded them. The atmosphere quickly changed among league circles. While some people enjoyed it, others did not.
Out too, because of course they didn't share a damn thing about this. I mean, it's crazy. So right here, this is a comparison. This is the logo, the two CCs intertwined together. Somebody said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo, and I was like, I kind of see that. There's Breonna Stewart. I can't make heads or tails of what that shit's supposed to be. Asia Wilson, okay, I don't even know. Sabrina's I like, and Angels is not terrible. At least you can see it's an A. At least you can see that as an S, and that is pretty obviously two CCs. But I like it, I do. So I came over here and I was like, well, I know good and well they must.
Because the typical comfort zones weren't reached by this advertisement. It didn't request authorization. Its message was not softened. Abruptly, the word began to circulate. Overconfident. Too soon, too daring. The commissioner's office was then brought up. The headline that completely changed everything then appeared. Caitlin Clark is being watched by a WNBA commissioner following the viral Nike advertisement. Everything was altered by that wording. Observation or an advertisement. Social media took off. The obvious question was posed by fans. Confidence has been a violation since when? Commentators cautioned. This looks horrible since Caitlin Clark became larger the more the league responded. There was an explosion of speculation. Loud but not official or confirmed. Fans became enraged when terms like standards, discipline, and image began to surface. For what purpose is it suspended? Expanding the game and selling shoes. Nike grinned as the league hesitated as the anger turned violent. The moment that altered the tone then arrived. Wilson was questioned on the advertisement. Anger was not her response. It was incredulity. Because behind the scenes, sales were soaring, engagement was unprecedented, and demand was surging. Even elite athletes were reportedly taken aback.
Was that just a jersey that you get?
But
I was about to say for these practices, they kind of
17's
just
not
hand
the
you
best
over.
number ever. I wouldn't have picked that. But so the players that like have been on the national team prior get to continue wearing their jersey, like that practice number jersey or their jersey, obviously until like they're done playing on the Olympic team or whatever happens for the next Olympics. And then all us newcomers, there's a lot of young people at that camp. We just get assigned a random number. I guess I got 17. Nobody asked me, but it was fine.
All right, so are you just stuck in 17 now in perpetuity, though? Do you get to change it maybe in the future?
So if I eventually make the team, it's weird, like, because international basketball, I think it's 4 through 15. Those are the only numbers. So you have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What?
Isn't that weird?
wow.
Like, you don't
Is
get to
that
pick.
real?
Yeah, well, at least for
That's
the United
crazy.
States. Yeah.
I did not know that.
So it's kind of cool because
This was now impact rather than hype. At that point, people were aware. You can't ignore the present, even if you don't like it. According to insiders, Nike purposefully waited. They dropped the advertisement after waiting for the backlash, benching arguments, and stress. Not boisterous, defensive, or self-assured. Caitlin Clark was not shielded by Nike. They gave her power. And once a company like Nike accomplishes that, the dialogue is permanently altered. The league is currently stuck. Because Caitlin Clark didn't attack anyone, ignore the situation and appear weak, overreact, and insecure. She made no contentious remarks. She simply lived her life without apology. And occasionally, that's what reveals everything beneath. This was more than simply a Nike advertisement. It was a test of confidence, leadership, and whether the league is prepared for its own stars. Caitlin Clark did not request authorization. Nike didn't wait for approval. The WNBA must now make a decision. Take charge of the situation or develop alongside it. It's up to you now. Did Nike execute this flawlessly? Was there an overreaction by the league? Did things alter as a result of this advertisement? Let us know what you think below. For example, if you think that celebrities should have more authority, please subscribe because this tale is far from. This was never meant to blow up like this. One athlete, one Nike advertisement. 30 seconds. However, the WNBA was in complete panic within 3 minutes after it dropped. Because what Caitlin Clark and Nike just did wasn't marketing. Phones were ringing, group chats were going off, and execs were rushing. It was an act of power. You'll comprehend why league officials, elite athletes, and even sponsors felt compelled to respond by the end of this tale. This advertisement didn't just go viral, so stick around until the very end. The balance of power was altered.